Hey guys, All Muscle here. Wanted to show you a little bit about what I'm working on right now and what I've been doing here for the past, I don't know, couple days. Anyways, I've got a 99. This is a 99 Firebird Trans Am. I picked this up locally here. Picked it up from an older lady. This older lady sold the car to me because the transmission wasn't shifting into third and fourth gear. So anyways, I picked up this car locally. I've got the engine and trans pulled out, as you can see here. And this is the bad unit. This is the 4L60. I have a 4L60 that's laying around for one of these F bodies, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace it with that. Since I had the engine out, I figured I'd go ahead and take advantage of that situation and go ahead and reseal this motor. This motor was leaking pretty much from every known orifice that these motors can leak from. And basically, it was leaking from the valve covers, it was leaking from the oil pan, it was leaking from the rear main, it was leaking from the valley cover, and it was leaking from the front timing chain cover. This cover here had about a 1/4 inch layer thick buildup of dirt and grime, which probably had power steering fluid and oil as a mixture. Anyways, there she is. I'm going to go over a couple of the seals here. I've got part numbers, the Felpro part numbers on all this stuff. I agree with all the Felpro stuff for this engine, except for the head gaskets. The head gaskets, I don't agree with the Felpro ones. I like the Delco ones, the MLS ones better. I think Victor gaskets also makes a MLS. Felpro might make an MLS, I just don't know about it, but I didn't see it when I was researching. Anyways, I'm going to go over here. This is the rear main seal set. That comes with basically this seal here. This is the rear main. I've already replaced that. And it also comes with the seal that's similar to this. This is the front timing chain cover seal. Now this is the front timing chain cover set. It comes with this seal here and the front crank seal. Now it also has the water pump. Gaskets as well. I'm sorry, this is the part number on the front cover set, TCS 45993. The rear main seal set is BS 40640. I've already replaced the valve cover gaskets, and this is your part number here. And also, this is the intake manifold gaskets, which I have not yet replaced. I'll be getting to that here shortly. MS 92438. And this is your valley cover gasket set, MS 924 and 65. Okay, so that's that. I want to show you around this LS motor. This motor here, obviously, as you can see, I've been cleaning it. I've got it pretty cleaned up. You know, it's pretty damn clean. I've been cleaning this thing for a little while. I've got all the front cover and the front crank seal already replaced. I've already replaced the oil pan gasket here. I've replaced the rear main and rear cover gasket. I've already got the flywheel on, so you can't really see that. I've been cleaning it like I've said here. Now this side here on the head, I've been cleaning all in this area here. These tend to get real gunky because the intake has a little valley area here that just dips down, and grease and gunk tend to fill up and build up in there, kind of like this. So I haven't cleaned this side yet, obviously, and I haven't cleaned this side. This is what the other side looked like before I cleaned it. I obviously already cleaned that oil pan. I cleaned that when I installed the oil pan gasket. I'm going to go through and clean up the side of this block here, and that'll be it. That'll be the end of that. But I did want to talk about real quick about dirty mechanics, and I wanted to see if anybody might chime in and let me know what they think. This particular woman, she was probably, I'd say, in her late 60s, and she said she bought this car with about 20,000 miles on it, and it was a year or two old, and she loved this car. Basically took it to the same guy every single time that something was wrong with it. And the reason I bring that up is, and dirty mechanics, is because this guy, obviously knew that this woman didn't know her car, or didn't know the inner workings of her car, or did any research or anything. So when you walk into a shop, there's a difference between you coming in and saying, hey, my engine's leaking, or something's wrong with my car, and fix it. And there's a difference between saying that and saying, hey, I've got a leak coming from the rear main. How many hours labor do you want to do that? I've got the part number for it. I got the part here, this and that, and I know everything all about it. And the mechanic's going to treat you differently, number one. Number two is going to treat you differently whether you're a man or a woman, just because that's a proven fact. There's been a ton of people that have tested that, and it's been proven that mechanics treat women differently, which is sad to say. But I'm bringing this whole thing up because she had mentioned to me that she had the head gaskets replaced, and when I took a look under the hood, I was like, no way, there's no way this thing's been replaced. So I look here and I see that this is the Felpro gasket. This isn't the stock gasket. After I've got it all cleaned up, obviously this was full of nasty oil and grime and buildup. So I see that she wasn't lying to me. So now that I see that, I also see that these are the factory head bolts that shouldn't be reused. Those need to be replaced because they are torque to yield, TTY. Change them out every single time. So the head gaskets were replaced. Now, my question is, why did he not replace this valley cover when he had the opportunity to do so? I'm sure, when he took the engine apart, which would include the intake manifold, and taking off the head and the top end, and having this whole area here, I'm sure he noticed that thing was just leaking like a runny faucet. And my question is he a crooked mechanic for not doing that? Basically preventative maintenance, or not really preventative maintenance, but just one simple thing, which is basically a $20 gasket. This is the seal that was on it. This is a $20 gasket. I think it cost me $20, $25, whatever it was. Basically, to put that on there, I'm sure you got plenty of money for the job. Okay, number one. Number two, it's a $20 gasket. Whether or not this woman knew about it, or let's say knew that she needed it, why wouldn't you just replace that? I mean, something like that is just silly. And the reason that I think he didn't do that was because he'd go ahead and get the head gasket job. Then she'd come in a couple months saying, hey, there's just oil everywhere. Fix my car. Again, she'll do the same exact thing, come in, and then he'll charge her another tear down price. So he'll charge her to tear it down to get back to the valley cover. Now, is that considered cheating this woman? I mean, did he cheat her, or did he, I would have to say yes, me personally, because this particular mechanic had to have known, or maybe he didn't. If he didn't, then he had no purpose or no business working on this car in the first place. But if you can't see that seal was leaking and that it's right there, and it's the easiest thing to do when you have the intake off, and especially intake and the heads off, I don't know what to say to that, but there's a bunch of dirty mechanics everywhere, and I see this type of stuff all the time. I mean, there's shortcuts on this car everywhere. From the headlight wiring that was done to it, to the starter with the crimped wires, and just a bunch of shit everywhere that I just look at and see, and I'm like, man, people take their cars to these mechanics, and this is the kind of shit they get. So, I'm kind of upset because when people say, they say a lot of people talking, and sometimes I hear it. They'll say, I can't trust any of these mechanics, or there's crooked mechanics everywhere, or something like that. And I'm a mechanic. I work on many different things, but I'm basically a mechanic. But if somebody came to me and had this motor tore down for a head gasket job, if there's a $20 seal that I can replace, even if he or she says, hey, I really don't have, I don't have enough money for that, or whatever, I might go ahead and do that anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and do that anyway. I'm not gonna say I might, because the car, number one, if it's somebody that is gonna bring that car back to me, yeah, I'll have to tear it down again, but it's no fun tearing something back down when you've already worked on it, and you knew you could have, helped this person out, by taking care of some little minor thing that is, So, I mean, I can't blame him for not replacing the front cover, because that would have been an extra job there, because, yeah, nothing there. It wasn't working there. I can't blame him for not replacing the oil pan gasket, because that was a totally different job. And I can't blame him for the rear main seal either, because that was a different job also. But this to me is considered the same job. And also the intake manifold gaskets, I'm not sure if you replaced those or not. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and seal this motor back up. This car does have 200,000 miles on it though. It's got 202. These motors, they just tend to leak. I mean, every one that I see has this kind of buildup on it. They just leak. I've seen ones with 60,000 miles that look like this. I've seen them with 100,000 miles. They look like this. 200,000 miles. I mean, they just look like 200,000 miles is pretty rare for this motor, especially in a 6-speed car. Usually in a 6-speed car, these motors get a little bit more beat up. Now, when there's an automatic behind them, and then behind that there's an old lady, they tend to last a little bit longer. So this car does have 200 on it, and the oil pressure was still good. So I'm gonna go ahead and reseal this motor and run it until it doesn't run anymore, or possibly sell the car. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this one yet, but if this motor runs pretty good, I might take it back out and just go through the bottom end, put some rings and some bearings on it, and use it in another project. I have plenty of other cars that could use an LS1. So, and then I might just sell off the body separately. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to work. You guys let me know what you think about this person and their mechanic, and if you had your own encounter with dirty mechanics, and find out, and like I said, there's a difference. Do your research. There's a difference of when you come in to a mechanic or a shop and say, hey, I need my water pump, and my car's overheating. It's definitely the water pump. I've got the part number. Here's the part. I've got a good part. I don't have a AutoZone, Duralast, whatever economy crap. I mean, there's a difference when you come in knowing your stuff and talking to your mechanic versus coming in and saying, hey, just fix the thing. Then they're pretty much going to tell you whatever they want to tell you. And be it a good mechanic, he's going to be honest with you. If it's one of the ones that are shysty, good luck. I hope you don't get ripped off too bad. But anyways, go in there with some knowledge, do some research, and save yourself a ton of money, and get some more life out of your services. This service here, obviously it would require another teardown, so you'd have to come in for a second service to do that valley cover, which could have been taken care of. Anyway, signing off on this one. Let me know what you guys think, and look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.